Hi guys. Okay, so we're gonna try this again. I'm hoping that we can get Carrie and Summer on. We're having a little technical difficulty, but hey, I'm gonna just invite them one more time and then we'll see if we can get the ladies on to join us so that we can have a great show. Okay, let's see. All right, if as soon as Carrie comes on, I think we can get things moving along. Thanks for watching. So Carrie is watching, and allow your viewers to request you, join you. Yes. Okay, so Carrie, I think you just have to request to join now, and then I can bring you on. I think that's how this works. Sorry guys, we're trying. It's just not working very well today. Technology. Carrie, can you ask to join? Is there an option for you to ask to join? Because I invited you. Are you there? Don't know what's going on, you guys. I can't get her on. Darn it. Okay. So Carrie, I should be able to, there should be a request on your iPhone for you to request to join the live feed. So, oh, I think I got you. Let's see. I think we're doing it. It says it's adding.
Oh, we're here. We're in. Finally. Oh my goodness.
So,
you missed our
sorry,
dance.
ladies. Okay, now we're situated. I love it. Hi.
This poor phone. This poor everything. What's happening? Okay.
I'll just hold it.
Okay, we're just trying to get the phone up because we couldn't do it.
Okay. Everything's fine.
Hi.
We're just not going to push any buttons ever.
I swear, sometimes technology. Ladies, thank you for being here. I'm so excited to have you on the Thrive Live show. Thank you so much.
Of course. We're so happy
It's
to be
our
here.
pleasure.
We're glad we figured it out.
Yes.
I know. Me too. So before we dive in, because I know you have so much juiciness to share with us today, but before we dive in, I just want to tell my audience a little bit about why I invited you here. I think you both know that I'm extremely particular about, who I invite into my tribe, right? Just like you guys are. I mean, you want to keep energy awesome. And so I invited these two wonderful women here because when I spoke to them on the Body Love Summit, I was so inspired by their stories, and I felt so empowered, and I just had so much alignment with them. And so I wanted them to come in, and for those of you that didn't see the Body Love Summit, I wanted to invite them in and tell you a little bit about their podcast and what they're doing in the world and the impact that they're making and the lives that they're changing just by using their voice. And so I wanted to possibly have them come in and talk to you a little bit so that maybe it would inspire you to kind of step out of that comfort zone and use your voice to create change, right? This is Carrie and Summer, and so I will hand it over to you guys and let you just tell our audience a little bit about what you do.
Okay. Yeah. So we started, it hasn't even been a year ago with this knowledge that starting to share your story is where real healing begins. And that's how we started to heal our own past and through our bodies, because our bodies are on a journey as well. Our consciousness is already there. It already knows everything. Our soul already knows everything. It's our bodies that are on this journey. And we feel pain. We feel emotional pain in our bodies. We feel physical pain that has been manifested by the emotional pain in our bodies. So we found that by sharing our stories, we started to move that energy and it became unstuck and we started to heal. So we began a podcast and we shared our stories personally. And then we started interviewing other women who had navigated through their own pain and healing. And we will be interviewing you shortly as well.
I'm so excited.
And then from there, we realized that women need the tools that we strove, that we worked so hard to understand for so many years, that we understood that it didn't have to be this awful struggle that we went through. And we wanted so much to bring women that awareness and that knowledge and those tools so that they could break free from that pain.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I mean, and the thing is that it's great to share your story. That's, you know, it's awesome to be able to be vulnerable and be able to just kind of like bring that off, get that off of your chest, get it off of your shoulders. But then what?
Yeah.
Now what? You know, it's like that only goes so far. And now you're just staying stuck in the story and you're just constantly telling your story. And now that becomes your identity and that's who you are. And that's, and when that happens, that can be kind of tricky because then it's like, how do I get out of this? This is all that I know. I am somebody who has an eating disorder and I've struggled with, you know, trauma and I've been, you know, whatever the story is, which we all have one. And so what we, you know, came up with is a program that helps women to be able to, okay, we've gotten the story out there, we're talking about it, we're moving through it, we want to heal it, we want to change, we don't want to keep doing these same patterns anymore. I don't want to be unhappy, I don't want to hate my body, I don't want to, you know, be stressed out about food anymore, whatever the story is. And now how do we move through that? And how do we change those relationships? And how do we really heal?
Yeah.
What's so important, and what I think we tend to do is we get stuck in those emotions and they're so scary to feel. And we don't want to be overcome by them. We don't want them to overtake us and land us in a place where we're stuck and we can't get out. I know for me personally, that's one of the reasons why I had an eating disorder for so long, is because feeling those emotions were so scary. And I would rather go on a diet, or I would rather binge and stuff, or avoid or restrict or do something else so that I didn't have to feel them. So one of the first things we teach our clients is how to feel emotions without being completely consumed by them, without identifying with them.
Right.
And that's one of the cornerstones of what we teach. And then from there, we build on how to heal all these things that are causing the physical pain, because we know that it's the emotional pain that is causing all the physical pain. It's the emotional weight that's causing the physical weight. It's the emotional avoidance. It's all of those things that's causing the pain on the outside. So we start on the inside and we give women the tools to heal that for themselves. And we often say, we don't empower women. A lot of people say, oh, it's great that you're empowering women. We don't empower women.
That's impossible.
Yep.
Yeah.
We show them how to empower themselves.
Yeah, all we can be is inspiration. That's it. Nobody empowers me. I can't empower you, but I can inspire you. And that's what we're here for. We're here to give the tools, give inspiration, give accountability, and just help women to be able to do their own journey of healing. We're not healers. We just inspire you to heal yourself. Right. And it's it's such a beautiful. Yes. And we feel so incredibly honored and humbled to be able to be in that position and to be able to watch women just each and every single week. It's not even like finally at the 12th week. It's like on week 1, they're having just like,
it's unreal.
Mind blowing, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that. That's been right in front of my face this whole time. And I finally had the shift. I finally have the aha, the awareness. And it's so much fun. We're just like, yes.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
It's unbelievable. Yeah. Like we developed this program with a specific, modules in mind, and then we brought our own downloads and our own purpose and all of our own knowledge into it. And we're like, okay, this is it. This is the golden nugget. This is what we wish we would have had. And so when we revealed it to the world, we're like, all right, here we go, ladies. And we've been humbled, humbled to our knees, to tears, every call. We have women surprising things are happening, things that we did not expect.
Yeah.
We have women that were on a lot of pain medications that are now off of their pain medications or taking less than they've ever taken before. We have women changing their relationships, not only with their bodies, but with the people in their lives.
Yeah, their husbands, their
husbands.
mother-in-laws, their friends,
Yep.
everybody. It's just, it's so
Unreal.
much fun to watch. And one thing that, that, you know, people get a little bit confused about with our program is that they think that we only help women with like full-on eating disorders, which actually we don't, because women who are in like the thick of full-on bulimia or anorexia need even more support. Like like our ideal client are women that are just chronic dieters, maybe never, ever had actual bulimia or anorexia. But if they have had one of those, which Summer and I both have struggled for years with both of those eating disorders. Yeah. They would actually have to be in a space where they are not actively in the disorder, and they have already started that process of healing that. And they're in a space of really wanting to shift out of like completely obsessing over the food and the body, because we hardly ever even talk about food and body in our program, like when we're in it, because it's not even about that.
Right.
Like that's what it seems like is the problem, but it's so much deeper.
Yep.
And so, you know, we're like, yes, you know, let's work on these things. And now once they're in the program, we're like, okay, now we're going to actually talk about what's really is the issues, and we're going to dig into that. And the women are just blown away.
Yeah.
So,
and what ends up happening, oh, sorry.
No, sorry. I want to dive into that because I really want to ask you ladies if you would be willing to share with our audience, you know, some specific strategies. And so the reason I'm asking is because, Kara, I remember our conversation on the Body Love Summit, and you probably won't remember this as poignantly as I do because it really hit me. Yeah. But what you said to me was, you said, I had to learn to allow the emotion to flow through me, not to be the emotion. And so I had to learn that I wasn't angry. I wasn't an angry person. I wasn't a sad person. I wasn't an isolated person. I was feeling that emotion, and I had to learn to allow it to come through, feel it, understand it, and let it move through. But what would you ladies say to people, or to women or men even out there listening, that might not even understand what emotion feels like? Maybe they don't understand what emotion is. Maybe they don't understand that it's not disconnected from them. That is them. How would you talk to people in that space?
Right. Yeah, that's actually one of our most favorite modules, and it's our very first one.
Our first one.
It's because it's so essential, right? Because that's the thing, is that especially women and men who have struggled with their relationship with the body and food, the reason why is because they're numbing, because the emotions feel like too much. And so they've started these habits of just obsessing and focusing on food and body rather than the emotions, like what Summer was talking about earlier. And Summer said that she didn't want to feel the emotions because they felt too much. For me, I got so good, I didn't even know I was feeling the emotion, like what you were saying. Like I didn't even know that me numbing was actually me trying to avoid feeling sensations of anger or sadness or whatever it is, anxiety. So it really did take me sitting and going, okay, I know that once I realized, okay, maybe I am numbing something. But maybe there's something that I'm trying to avoid with all these binges that I'm doing and this obsession with diet and my body. And so I had to sit and go, okay, I think that there's something I'm trying to numb. I don't know what it is. And I have to be okay with the fact that I don't. And I have to give myself a little bit of grace and like understanding that this is something that is new for me. And that's okay that I don't know, because I've gotten so good at not allowing myself to know. So it really is, there's going to be a little bit of space of like just allowing yourself and giving yourself grace on like just learning to like start finally connecting with your body. Because for me, it was about 10 years. Other people, it can be like 20, 30, 40, 50 years of numbing out, that they've gotten so good at never paying attention to their emotions. Like, why would you all of a sudden, oh, maybe I'm feeling anger? No, you're not. You're going to be so good at never feeling it that you're going to get frustrated that you don't know what it is.
I love that.
So it's good to just honor the fact that it's going to take a little bit of time. But one thing that we like to tell our women when they're first starting to try to like figure out their body and connect with their body and feel safe with feeling the emotions in their body and not feeling like it's going to overtake them or it's going to cause, you know, whatever bad to happen in their life, is to first of all feel like, where am I feeling a sensation in my body? So not necessarily what am I feeling, because you might not know you're feeling anger. But okay, maybe I don't know what I'm feeling. I know I'm feeling something because I'm wanting to go binge right now, or I'm wanting to go exercise. So that's your cue. Okay, there's something I'm trying to avoid. Now, if I'm not able to tag, okay, I'm feeling a sensation of anxiety or anger. If I can't figure that out, okay, where am I feeling it in my body? Is it in my throat? Is it in my heart? Is it in my stomach, my solar plexus? Is it, you know, down lower in my root chakra, which is like kind of like in the sacral area? Yeah. You know, there's different places that we're going to feel the sensations in our body, and it's not our head. It's not up here. This is all mind. Our sensations are all from the neck down to the vagina. So anywhere in there is where the sensations, you're going to feel them. For me, when I feel anxiety, it's in right underneath my breast, like right in my solar plexus. And it feels empty. Like I need to feel something in there, but that's my anxiety. If I feel sadness, I'm feeling it in my heart. If I feel like frustration, sometimes it's in my throat because maybe I'm not speaking my truth.
Yep.
So start paying attention to, am I feeling a sensation in my body? Does it feel tightness? And you don't need to decide, oh, because Carrie feels tightness in her stomach, that means it's anxiety. Everybody's different. Your anxiety might be in your throat. So you don't need to label it. Just bring awareness to, I'm feeling pain right here in my chest. Okay, there's something there. And
that's
just
such
like,
great advice. I love that.
Yes.
I have to tell you one thing. Really interesting you say that. And I love that you guys are connecting it from here down. I love that. We were just speaking with Patty Alfonso, my friend, who was on the Body Love Summit too, about, you know, neck down connection and how women that have experienced trauma, like a lot of us have, a lot of women have, I don't know what the statistic is, you guys probably know, but it's 1/3 of women in our country have experienced some type of sexual trauma. But I think that especially as women, we just shut this down. It just turns off, and we don't understand that connection to our bodies, right? And so for me, when I would experience fear or I was scared, it was always in my sacral chakra, that base security chakra, right? And that fear of not having or not being secure or safe, that came from that. And when I went through my transformation, right, you guys know about my story too, that was where I had to do a lot of work on that connection, right? That feeling of letting that go and releasing that. So I love that you're doing this work and bringing the body into it. It's so powerful.
Everything.
And Summer, I know you, and I'm just curious, Summer, where you feel yours in your body, because I know you've had different traumatic experiences in your life also. And I'm curious to where you feel that.
So it's similar to Carrie's, but I feel a lot of my anxiety in my throat. A lot of, so especially like if I enter a situation where there's a lot of chaos and a lot going on, I can literally feel my throat tighten like this, and it feels like I'm gonna drown. You know, I'm like, so I feel a lot of that in my throat. And now when I start to feel that, I'm like, ooh, okay, I need to take a minute. Oh, sorry. I keep like the phone so hard to hold. I need to take a minute. I need to breathe. I need to step away. But that's also from me not speaking my truth about a lot of things. It's also about that power of saying how I feel, saying what's true for me, and holding that back. So I have I have had a lot of stuck energy here in my throat. So I feel a lot of that there. So for some of our clients, they may have difficulty feeling it in their body, but they might see a color. Yeah. And so we are all different ways that we're like understanding emotions in their body. So before they start to connect emotions in their bodies, we had a client say, well, I have a lot of back pain, but I see red, you know, and we're like, okay, well, it's interesting because that's that's the color of chakra, that is safety. This is what's going on there, you know. And process through them. And Carrie's right, everybody's different. It's not necessarily always going to be in someone's throat, but when they say they feel tightness here, I'm automatically connected to them. I'm like, oh,
yeah. Is that the important thing with this whole
ladies,
thing?
you're breaking up.
Are we
breaking up? Yep.
Oh shoot!
Is it better now?
Can you push or?
Are you guys? Yep, that's better. It was. I couldn't hear you or understand you. There, you're back.
We'll just.
What did you miss?
I heard red about the chakra.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, bummer.
Oh, okay. So
yeah.
Yes. So I was just giving an example of one of our clients who said, I have back pain. I'm not sure if I'm feeling the emotion in my back, but I see red a lot when I'm having an emotion or when I'm feeling this pain. So that we were able to work through that with her and say, that is such great awareness. It's okay to see that color. It's interesting that color is associated with your root chakra. That is your part of your lower back.
And she had been talking about how she didn't feel safe. And so it was like, of course you're seeing red. That's so beautiful. So the thing that we really want to stress, especially if some people are wanting to take away some tips, is don't go into this, especially us who are like, you know, just prone to be like chronic dieters. We're perfectionists. Mm-hmm. That's one of our protectors that we do. We want to be perfect at everything. And so go into this with just curiosity and just exploration of just like, and don't have expectations of like, I need to feel all of these feelings and emotions and colors. And you don't like, just go into it going, this will be interesting. It'll be fun to see what my body shows me. Mm-hmm. And I'm ready to listen to it. And I want to see, like, am I going to see a color? Am I going to feel a sensation? Am I going to actually feel an emotion? And be with it. Don't have judgment around it. Just go, interesting. I am feeling tightness in my throat. Oh, interesting. I'm seeing the color green. Yeah. Okay. I wonder what that means. Mm-hmm. So okay. Like my heart kind of hurts.
It's more of an observation, right? You're just being an observer.
It's all observation.
I love that.
Because when we identify with it and when we attach ourselves, now it's really hard to let it move through. Yeah. And that's what we want. That's all the emotion wants to do. Emotions are energy in motion. It just wants to move. So when we try to stuff it down, it does not move. It doesn't go away. What you resist persists. So if you're just trying to stuff it down, it's still there, even though you're doing a damn good job trying to numb it. It's still there. So, but if you identify with it and go, I am anxious, I am depressed, I am angry, over and over and over again, you're going to get more of that. So just observe it. I like to see myself above the emotion or the sensation and just observing it, going, oh, interesting. I'm feeling a lot of anger in my body right now. That is so interesting.
Thank you.
And I like to kind of see that.
Sorry, go ahead, Summer.
That's okay. I like to see it out in front of me. So if I'm feeling something in my stomach, I kind of like to see it out in front of me. Like, okay, this isn't happening to me. This doesn't define me, but this is moving through me. Interesting. I'm feeling a lot of tightness in my stomach right now in this situation. That means something. I wonder what that means. Yeah. So a lot of what we do is we remind women to love on that part of themselves, to have a relationship with that part of themselves. And even as perfectionists, instead of saying, I am now X, Y, and Z, we can say, I am in the process of becoming more aware of the emotions in my body. I'm in the process of becoming more in tune with the emotions that are moving through me. Wow. Or I'm in the process of X, Y, and Z. Because there is a space between the learning the tool, that awareness, and then practicing it and embodying it every day. And that space is a beautiful, sacred space where we have to love ourselves through it. And that's what we encourage our clients every day. We say many things over and over and over again, but some of them are, where do you feel it in your body? Yeah. And now love on that part of yourself. Those are some of the two things that we say over and over and over. You know, stop judging that part of yourself, have a relationship with that part of yourself, and say, I'm in the process of becoming whatever that is, because that's where the magic is.
Yeah, and by loving on it, like how someone does that is, so for example, if I'm feeling the sensation of anger in my body, so I'm feeling the actual sensation, I've like pegged it as, okay, it's anger. Now, what can I bring in to help not get rid of the anger, but just to meet it with something opposite? So what would that be? Happiness. So where can I access happiness? Where does that come from? Happiness comes usually from my heart. So if I'm feeling anger in my stomach, I will visualize seeing like happiness. It's like I'll think of something, maybe my kids, something that can bring happiness, like access it pretty quickly into my mind. And I will just meet it. I'll meet the anger with, I'm not trying to get rid of it. I'm just meeting it with the happiness. Now, if I can't feel the sensation and I don't know that it's anger, but I'm feeling like tightness in my stomach, I can take lightness from my heart area and I can bring that down to my stomach. And so I'm just seeing like lightness happening in my stomach area. So I don't know what sensation it is. I don't know that it's anger, but I can feel that it's there. So I'm bringing in some type of lightness down to it to help lighten it. And if it's a color, like red, I'm seeing red, but I'm not feeling a sensation. I don't feel anything in my body, but I'm seeing the color red. I will bring in white light and I will just bring that to the red. So there's no right or wrong way. It's just a matter of honestly honoring what is there and allowing it to move through you, do whatever it needs to do, and transcending it and not identifying with it, sticking in it and staying there. It's just about letting it move.
Because that's what creates self-violence, and that's not growth. This is one of the most important tools that I learned. It was so significant for me in feeling some of the anxiety that I've felt for years around a lot of different things and fear. Okay. And when I could visualize that part of my body and then try to create the opposite of fear and anxiety, which is safety. So I literally had to ask myself, am I safe in this moment?
This second, right now.
Do I have a roof? Yes. Do I have food? Yes. Do I have people that can love me? Yes. Okay, I am safe right now. And I brought that feeling up, I made it bigger, and I literally watched it dance with the feeling of anxiety. And that's all I asked them to do. I didn't say, okay, now, all right, safety,
get rid of it.
Take over. You know, I just said, just come up. I just want to see you now dance with that anxiety. And every time that high vibing emotion or that feeling of safety will win out. And I don't mean win as in they're fighting. They're just having a dance. They're having a relationship. And then the safety emotions will say, it's okay. I got you. It's all right. We don't need to feel this fear so heavily right now. And then there was relief. And so to me, that was so tremendous. I was able to move, my emotions were able to move through me instead of sticking and getting stuck and feeling like I'll never feel relief. I'll never get past this. I'll never be able to, feel these feelings. Because when you're there, all you want to do is binge and purge or restrict or whatever, because it's like too much.
Yeah, that fear feels too scary. And it's something that you're not used to feeling because you've gotten so good at numbing out. So it's like it's extra scary and feels really uncomfortable because you're just not used to doing it. I had no idea how to feel anger, sadness.
Oh, are we going away again?
I was losing it for a second. Nope, you're good. It's like every time I move, I have to.
I think it's really interesting because
I love all that.
Both Carrie and I this last weekend or the last few days have had a lot of things come up, and intense,
like not just big. little things, really big things.
And the way that I've watched myself and my body feel these emotions and allow them to move is completely different than I would have done it 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's tender. It's tender. The emotions themselves are tender, but watching myself allow them to move is equally as tender. And I think, oh, okay, this is gonna be all right. I know how to move this. it's hard right now, but I know how to move this, and it's going to flow.
I love
And
that
every
word
day,
tender. I love that word
yes,
tender. I love
Me
that
too.
so much. And I want to interrupt you for a minute because I want to speak to you right now, Summer. You are hitting me so hard. I mean, this is like landing with me because my audience knows that over the past month and a half, you know, I've gone through the most traumatic grief of my life. And from me to you, I hear what you're saying, because before I would have gone down that path again, before I wouldn't have allowed my emotions to flow through me and allow and honor them with tenderness and allow them to come in and allow them to flow through. They would get stuck in me, and I would know what to do, and I would reach for food, or you go for a crazy hike or run or whatever that is. And so for you saying that word tender, that really struck me because I've been working with that word a lot. So thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, it's really beautiful.
And that's the thing, is that we're never going to be exempt or, you know, get rid of hard things that we go through. This year that Summer and I have been, you know, putting together our business has been one of our most challenging years, just personally, with just a lot of stuff that has just come up. And but the thing is that these things that we're teaching our clients are things that are going to help them through all of those things, so that they don't keep going back to the disordered eating or to the chronic diets and you know, extreme exercise addictions and things like that they've normally gone to help them through. It doesn't help them through, but that's their thing to help kind of soothe them. And it just doesn't work. It feels really, really tiring, and we never end up actually moving through anything. It's all still there. So at some point we've got to face it, and we've actually got to like learn those tools to be able to navigate through them. And that's what is so beautiful, to watch our clients feel. You can literally see them lighter. Yeah, it's like amazing. Their eyes look lighter, their smile is brighter, like everything's because they feel like, okay, I can do this thing called life. Like I can do this now. I know how to face these hard things that keep coming at me, and things that are just, you know, I know what to do. I know how to do this. And that's so beautiful.
And I appreciate you saying that. I really do, because I call it slaying your dragon. Like, you know, if you don't slay your dragon, the flames are going to keep burning you. And so you've got to get rid of that. You've got to get to the root cause of it in order to, you know, get to the actual, you know, cause of the real weight, the extra body weight, or, you know, maybe the low body weight in different situations, right? So, ladies, I could talk to you all day.
I know. We're just getting started.
I know. I'm like, wait, I have so much more.
I know. I think we should continue this conversation, because I really think it's the most important conversation to have with women around this topic. I mean, I think that women band-aid it with thinking there's some fad diet or solution, or, you know, they're not doing something right, and they are not getting to the root cause of what's actually, you know, driving these behaviors that are negative, like you said, causing harm. So I would love to invite you guys to come back and speak to us again, because I think you have so much more to share. But before we go and before we wrap up, I want to have two things to ask you guys. So first of all, where can our audience find you? Because I know they're going to want to listen to your podcast at the very least. So where can they find you at?
Yeah.
So our podcast is Say My Name Podcast, and it's everywhere. You can find it on iTunes or my Play Store with Google or Android or whatever. It's on Spotify. It's on YouTube. You can find it anywhere. So Say My Name Podcast. That's all it is.
And then oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
And then we also have a Facebook page and an Instagram page, the Say My Name Project. So both of them are that same name, and you can go and look at that. And every picture, every quote, we've got something juicy that we talk about with body and food and energy and all that good stuff.
And to enroll in our program, you just have to message us. You can message us through Facebook, Instagram, or email.
We're getting our website
up. Should be up in the next few weeks. So I'm hesitant to send anyone there just because
it's not
officially up yet. We had it up and it was great. And then we were like, whoa, dude, like, we gotta revamp this because we are bigger and better now.
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing. But yeah, just message us anyway, the Say My Name project@gmail.com or through Facebook or Instagram. And, you know, we just want to remind your listeners that life is for us.
Mhm.
It's not supposed to be a hustle. It's not supposed to be painful or hard. The things that we go through are for us. In fact, I turned to Carrie right before we got on and I said, do you think that the amount of healing and growth is directly correlated to the emotions that move through us during those painful times? Because some of the most amazing growth and healing I've ever experienced was because of those most difficult times.
Yeah.
So just knowing that life is for us can bring some relief.
I
Can
love
bring,
that. I love that.
you know,
I say that all the time. I say post-traumatic growth, right?
Yeah,
Post-traumatic
Absolutely. Yeah.
growth.
And
so,
the thing is that we make too much of this.
Yeah.
It's just, and when we have the right tools and we have the right like shift within our mind and we see things from a different perspective, everything changes.
Yeah.
Everything changes. Even the pain, the most painful, most tender, most excruciating, like physically tangible, painful experiences completely shift and change, and they can become our most beautiful, beautiful memories and experiences that we hold sacred. And all it takes is just shifting our perspective and having the right tools and knowing how to navigate through it.
Amen.
So
Raise the roof.
Yeah.
I've got one last thing to ask you guys before we,
Okay.
I don't want to keep our listeners too long, but one last thing. I really want to know, you know, I really want to know what your intention is, you know, what kind of mark you want to make on the world with your work.
You want to go or you want me to go? Okay.
We want so much for women to love themselves, not based on what the scale says, not based on what they think the mirror is telling them, not based on any of the wounds that are telling them that they're not enough or that they need to be something else. We want them to love themselves because they know their intrinsic worth and their value, because they've been able to reach inside and see it and essentially remember, because we've been taught out of understanding who we really are. So if we can remind women and allow them, teach them the tools to look inside and see who they really are, then that's what we want to do. Because we don't want to change anybody. We want to remind them of their already intrinsic beauty and worth. So if we can reintroduce them to their soul and resurrect their body in the process, that's our purpose. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely. And to add to it our goal is to help women to reconnect with their body, learn how does it work? What does it do? And enjoy the sensations that they're feeling in their bodies, all of them. I actually even kind of hesitate to even say low vibrations and high vibrations, because once again, there's like morals attached to it. When we say that, just like good food, bad food, it's like all vibrations are vibrations, whether it's, you know, the vibration of anger or the vibration of happiness. They're all essential and they're all beautiful and they're all necessary. And to teach women to not be so scared of them and not be constantly chasing just happiness, and to be able to fully be okay and safe feeling some of those vibrations that we have deemed as bad or scary. And just to be able to step into their power and realize they are so powerful. So no idea, like that power, and to be able to teach them that when we can connect with our bodies and when we can feel safe in them and when we can appreciate, have to be in love with the shape of it. That's okay. You don't have to. That's okay to not like love exactly what the shape is, but to actually respect it and honor it and appreciate what it does for us every day, and to feel like I like this body. I like what it does for me every day, and I appreciate the experiences that it gives me as I do this thing called life.
I love it.
And to be able to have that space, like that's just, oh, it's huge, because we went years absolutely just despising this meat suit that we're in.
Meat.
And that's what it is. It is not who we are. So if we can learn how to operate it and how to work in it, life becomes so much more fun.
I love that. And I love that you guys are about fun. I just want to tell my audience right now, I put my like 2 stamps of approval on these ladies. I love them. I love their work.
We love you.
I mean, I'm so aligned with your mission. I feel so powerfully connected to you. And, you know, I'm just proud to have you in this group and to share with you know, my audience. They need to know you. So if you guys would mind, go over, check out their stuff on Facebook. They've got excellent stuff. I sometimes share your stuff in my group, honestly, ladies.
Oh, I love that.
No, I do. I love where you're coming from. I love your heart. I love your playfulness. And it really resonates with me. And I know my audience will just really connect with you. So audience, Thrive Tribe, go over, check out these ladies on their Facebook group, and then go to their website, their podcast link, so that you can listen to the Say My Name Project podcast. And next Monday, I'll be going on, and we'll be doing an interview about my story.
Yes.
So I'm excited about that.
I cannot wait to hear. I mean, I've read your story and, you know, and just our interviews that we've done, but I'm excited to be able to just give you the mic and be able to hear all about it.
And I think what we should do is we'll have the podcast going, we'll have Audacity recording, and we should probably be on a live at the same time. Don't you think that'd be fun?
Sure. I'd love it.
People
that would be great. Yeah. I think that's a good idea. Let's do it.
Yeah. They just kind of sprung that on everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I don't know.
YOLO.
I don't know if you can go back to the initial link that you gave us, but we were dancing and we had a lip sync party.
Yeah. Because we were waiting for you, and we just started dancing and got up, and we didn't know the song, but we had fun.
Yeah. So
I don't know if it recorded, but you should see.
Yeah, it's fun. And then we were like, it's been 10 minutes. Maybe we should check on what's going on.
I'm glad we figured it out. A little bit of technical difficulty. I'm glad we got on.
And we love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for bringing us into your tribe. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. Okay, see you soon.
Okay.
Bye.